The Void Jungler is the next champion, and there are a lot of rumors and speculations about her, from how she could look like, her identity, the lore, as well as some speculations for her abilities. Let's take a look at everything we know so far about the Void Monster Empress, since we didn't do one of those theory detective videos of going over all the information from every corner of the internet for a while. But before we begin, this video is sponsored by FaceCheck, an app that will help you climb and increase your rank by providing you with a lot of useful details, quick and reliable. It already shows you information during Champ Select about the top picks and bans for your role, your most played champions and their counters, as well as team stats for your teammates, so you can see their win rates on their chosen champions, rank, and the most played champions too, as well as the damage distribution of both teams. After locking in, you can import the best runes, items and summoner spells with just one click. Then after Champ Select you can toggle it to see detailed stats about everyone, including this card view that boosts your ego if you are playing your main, or calls you out if you don't know your champion. And you can see details about everyone, as well as tips for your champion and how to max out the abilities, and jungle pathing if you play jungle. There is also the key metrics tab that you can open on the second monitor as well to track important information like CS per minute, gold per minute and KDA, so you feel good when it goes up, or it gives you anxiety when it goes down, and also tracks your damage. Then at the end of the game you get a post-game analysis telling you what you did well and what you could improve upon. Try it out for free using my link in the description, and now let's continue the video. So, we know from the roadmap that she will be a Void Empress and will serve as some sort of a Zerg broodmother with control over a bunch of smaller Voidborn creatures. It really suggests that some sort of swarming and invasion for the Void event will happen soon, so maybe she will be some sort of a Kerrigan from StarCraft with control over a lot of Void creatures, and her abilities might work that way too. You may play a strategy game with her and have her spawn small creatures to control and attack the entire jungle or multiple lanes at the same time. In the roadmap they called her an overwhelming jungler that should fill the void in your hearts. You know how they always do word plays, so the important word here is overwhelming. And what's more overwhelming than having a Zerg Void army charging your lane, plus the mind control we saw in the last video. Maybe if she can spawn monsters, what if she can take over minions and turn them into Void minions, or even jungle monsters and turn them into her allies, or even allied and enemy minions, or maybe even possess enemy champions as a whole and take full control over them for a bit while she just sits back and controls them. I think a mind control mechanic is heavily implied here, although we already have Renata's ultimate that basically does that, or Viego that takes over dead enemies, so maybe she'll be able to take over living enemies and be able to move as them. I said a true possession ability would be cool for years now, and imagine taking over the enemy AD carry in a teamfight and starting to kill the rest of the team with them for a few seconds. We then had the Feast of the Prophet Malzahar story and the Kassadin Splash Art update, so this will tie in with a lot of the other Void champions. In the Malzahar story, they are mentioning a giant Void hole in Shurima and people changing and becoming mind controlled after looking inside it even for half a second. There are also mentions of fish and the ocean and thousands of creatures swimming in schools so large they block the light of the sun. She could be a fish void-like champion. We also had REM'ORA mentioned a few times, and even in a leak that was fake unless they're actually going to do the Cock Explorer Ezreal skin, mentioning a skin for the new REM'ORA champion there too. So she could be inspired by an actual REM'ORA fish, also called suckerfish because they have a sucker-like organ that lets them attach to things, especially to sharks, in a symbiotic relationship, so maybe she will be able to herself get attached to other champions, or more likely send smaller creatures to do that on her behalf, because she's apparently pretty huge, so it would look weird for her to attach herself to someone like Yumi. But unlike other champions that consume and adapt or evolve, she wants to take everything from you, your memories and experiences and existence. There was also the Kaisa and Talia story, where she encountered a new creature she hasn't seen before with a smooth rounded body and mouth filled with translucent needle-like teeth, and its sides expand and contract like it's breathing. Then the Voidling begins to glow, a tongue emitting a blue light like a hanging lamp, and a missile injury glowing too, and the Voidlings led by the lamplight move as one, which again suggests she can control a swarm of Void creatures at once, and might have some sort of a luminescence aspect to her kit and design as well. Some people are saying that it could be a champion that transforms. We had a leak years ago about a champion called Park C that could turn into different transformations depending on the champion camp it consumes. or it could be inspired from the cancelled champion Omen, although I don't really see much resemblance to what we know so far from the story teasers. In the champions video after the possession, Rivi said, "I see it, I see everything. The sea, purple cities cover the land, she rules over it all, my empress. Beautiful REM'ORA, swimming endlessly through cities, overwhelming everything in her path, consuming us. We are all saved," and calling her a terrifying new jungler who's ramping up to swarm the rift, again using the ocean and overwhelming and swarm and mentioning REM'ORA. And in one of the void images we can see a big fish-like creature and a swarm coming towards it, as well as the same thing in the Kassadin splash art. So that's about all we know so far. We should probably see her in the next couple of patches, as the void invasion should kick in soon and last for a while. If it's similar to the Ruination event, it should tie in with the intro cinematic of the season and everything that's going to happen afterwards until the end, but it could just be a smaller scope event like the Spirit Blossoms one, so we'll see. Let me know what you think about her so far and what would you like her to look like and what abilities would you like her to have. Thanks for watching, leave a like and subscribe or I will send purple void fish to mind control you in your sleep, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.